Hello, my name is JC. I'm a lab assistant in the UNT TECM Tech Lab. Today I'm going to be presenting our Microsoft Word Basics orientation. In this orientation, students learn how to use the basic tools of Microsoft Word to create a team charter template. This orientation requires a few resources to get started. Those are going to be in the description box, so if you go ahead and pause the video now, we can get started once you download those. Thank you. Okay, now that you've downloaded the files, let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we're going to want to do is open up our browser, and I just have open Google Chrome because that's my favorite, but you can have whichever you prefer. And we're going to go into the URL bar, and we're going to type tinyurl.com/TECM site. And that's going to navigate us to the TECM website, where we're going to be able to open up our orientation files. So we'll click up on this top right corner into the Student Resources tab, and we're going to scroll all the way down here to where it says Orientation Files, and we're going to select Word Files from this section. Next, we're going to just go ahead and download the Gantt chart image. And once that downloads, we'll be all set. So we can go ahead and close out of Google Chrome here and open up Microsoft Word. I already have it open just for the sake of loading. The first thing we're going to do is choose a blank document and go ahead and open that up. And once that opens, we're going to go ahead up here into the Home tab, and we're going to select the Show Hide tool, which is in the paragraph categories. It's going to look like a little backwards P with a line through it. We'll go ahead and select that. And the next thing we're going to do is go up into the View tab in the top blue ribbon. Go ahead and select that, and we're going to check the box next to Ruler, as well as the box next to Navigation pane. What these two are going to do is it's going to help us know where we are on the page, and the navigation pane is going to allow us to jump back and forth between our headings. So the next thing that we're going to do is go back up here to the Home tab and open that back up. And we're going to go ahead and type Team Charter on the page. Next, we're going to go into the Styles options, and we're going to choose the title style. And then we're going to press the Enter key. Next, we're going to go ahead and type team member names. And then we're going to apply the subtitle style to that one. And go ahead and press the Enter key one more time. Next, we're going to type team goals. And we're going to press the Enter key. We're going to type team schedule. And then go ahead and press the Enter key. Type conflict resolution. Press that Enter key. And then we're going to highlight these three sections that we have typed now. And we're going to apply the heading 1 style to all three of these. Next, we're going to go ahead and place our cursor after the Team Goals heading and press the Enter key. And I'm going to go ahead and type potential obstacles. And I'm going to click and drag over this to highlight it, and I'm going to apply the heading 2 style to this one. Now I've realized that these headings look a little bit too similar, so I'm going to go up back to the Team Goals heading, and I'm going to click and drag over that to highlight it. And I'm going to change this typeface up here in the typeface options bar to Lucita Sans. And I'm going to go ahead and toggle the font size and change that to 14 points. Next, I'm going to go ahead and change the heading style of all three of these by right-clicking on the heading 1 title, and I'm going to click this option that says Update Heading 1 to match selection. What this is going to do is it's going to change the other two headings to match this instantly without us having to go back and make all of the modifications to each one. Next, I'm going to place the cursor after team goals again, and I'm going to press the Enter key, and then I'm going to type a code into Microsoft Word, which is going to tell it to give us some generated random text. So that code is going to be equals RAND and then open parenthesis 1, close parenthesis. So that code is going to be equals sign RAND, open parenthesis, close. So that code is going to be equals sign RAND, open parenthesis, 1, and close parenthesis. And this is just going to tell Microsoft Word to generate one paragraph of random text. So go ahead and press the Enter key. And then we're going to go ahead and place our cursor after potential obstacles and press the Enter key one time. And we're going to go ahead and put that code in one more time. So that's going to be equals sign RAND, open parenthesis, 1, close parenthesis. And then to tell Microsoft Word to go ahead and generate that one paragraph of random text, we're just going to go ahead and hit the Enter key. Next, we're going to place our cursor after conflict resolution and press the Enter key one time. And then we're going to type the equals sign, RAND, open parenthesis, and 2 this time. And that's just going to tell Microsoft Word to generate 2 paragraphs of random text instead of 1. And then go ahead and press the Enter key to put that code in. Next, we're going to go ahead and place our cursor after a powerful way to help prove your point. Right there in between, right there after the period. And press the Enter key one time. Next, we're going to type goal 1. And then next, we're going to go ahead and place our cursor after for the video you want to add. And then go ahead and press the Enter key and type goal 2. Next, we're going to highlight the goals 1 and 2 that we've created. And we're going to select numbering from the paragraph section here, which is just going to look like a 1, 2, and 3 with lines out from the side of it. And this is going to create a numbered list for us. Next, we're going to create a bulleted list. So I'm going to go ahead and place my cursor after a powerful way to prove your point in the second paragraph. And then we're going to go ahead and press the Enter key one time. And then we're going to place the cursor after for the video you want to add and press the Enter key one time. And then I'm going to click and drag over these 3 lines that we've created to highlight them and go up here into the paragraph section, and I'm going to hover over the bulleted list this time, which is going to look like 3 dots with lines out to the right of it. And this is going to create our bulleted list that we wanted. Next, I'm going to double click into the bottom margin of the page, which we call the footer. And that's just going to go ahead and open it up for me so that we can edit it. And then I'm going to go ahead and press the Tab key twice to go onto the right side of the page. And I'm going to type team name. And then press the spacebar one time. We're going to go up and make sure that the Design tab is open under Header and Footer Tools. And then we're going to open up the Page Number drop-down menu on our left-hand side under the Header and Footer options. So when we hit that, it's going to bring down this drop-down menu. And we're going to select Current Position. When we select that, it's going to open up this drop-down box, and we're just going to go ahead and select Plain Number. And then to get back into the body of our document, we're just going to double-click anywhere outside of the footer. Next, we're going to go ahead and place our cursor after Team Schedule and press the Enter key one time. And then we're going to go ahead and insert that picture that we downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Insert tab. And then I'm going to hover over the Pictures icon and go ahead and select that. And then I'm going to navigate to where we downloaded this file. So it should just be right under Downloads. And then you're going to go ahead and select that and click the Insert option to put that right in your document. Next, we're going to ensure that the chart is selected, which it is. And then we're going to click the wrap text icon in the top right corner of the image, which is going to look like a couple of lines with a little macaroni noodle in it. We're going to select that, and then we're going to choose the option that says tight wrapping right here in the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and choose the option down here on the bottom that says fixed position on the page. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow the picture to stay exactly where it is on the page when if we want to add more text or less text, it won't move around on the page. Next, I'm going to go ahead and crop the image so that this little title is not in there anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the Picture Tools tab is open. And I'm going to select the Crop tool, which is going to be on the right-hand side under the Size options. So then I'm going to click and drag this top anchor point to where it's positioned below project schedule. And next, I'm just going to drag these other anchor points so that it looks a little bit more proportional. And then we're going to go back up here and click crop once again to commit the action. Next, I'm going to click and drag this chart so that it's positioned a little bit closer to our heading. Next thing we're going to do is place the cursor on the second page that we've created. And I'm going to go ahead and type communication plan. And then we're just going to click and drag over this text to highlight it and select the heading 1 styles option. Next, I'm going to go down onto the second row below communication plan. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the Insert tab, which is in the top left corner in between Home and Design. Next, I'm going to open up the Table drop-down menu, which is directly below the Insert tab. And that's going to bring up this grid where if we hover over it, it's going to show us the type of table that we're creating. But I want 4 rows across and 5 rows down. So once I've got the size of table that I want, I'm going to go ahead and select that. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight the table now. And then an easy way to do this is you can always click and drag over it to select it. But if you just want to do it in one fell motion, you can just click this 4 directional arrows sign, and it's just going to go ahead and highlight that whole table for you. Next, I'm going to ensure that the Table Tools Design tab is open. And then I'm going to open up the Borders drop-down menu. Once that opens, we're going to go ahead and select View Grid Lines. Now nothing happens yet because we haven't turned off the borders on our table, but if we did turn off the borders, you would be able to still see the grid lines of the table without them actually being there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and change this border width. So I'm going to go here to where it says 1/2 point and has a little line under the line weight options. And I'm going to go ahead and change that to 1.5 points so that the lines are just a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the Borders drop-down menu again. And I'm going to select No Borders. That way we can see these grid lines that we've created. Now I've decided I want to change my borders again, but I only want this to where I can see inside borders only. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Borders drop-down menu again, and I'm going to go down to where it says Inside Borders. And this way we can see that only the insides of the borders are boldened, and we can still see the grid lines on the outside. But now I've realized that I don't really need grid lines anymore since I have the inside borders. So I'm just going to go into this borders menu, go down to where it says view grid lines, and select that once again to make it go away. Next, I'm going to go ahead and hold down the control key and highlight this top left row on the table. Next, without releasing the control key, we're going to go ahead and highlight the left hand row, only the fourth. Next, we're going to go ahead and modify the table headings. And to do that, I'm just going to hold down the control key, and then I'm going to highlight the left table columns and the top row. But I don't want this box highlighted, so I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag from below that. And without releasing the control key, I'm going to click and drag to the right of that, so that everything is highlighted except this top left corner box. Next, I'm going to set our font weight to bold, which is going to be right beneath where we chose our font earlier. And then I'm going to ensure the Table Tools Design tab is open by clicking on it. And then I'm going to open up the shading drop-down menu. Next, I'm going to go ahead and select No Color. Next, we're going to open up the shading drop-down menu, and I'm going to go ahead and select the lightest blue that I can see. You can choose any color that you would like, but since I have blue headings, I figured that lightest blue would work. Next, I'm going to go ahead and type individual in the top shaded cell of the left of the column. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and type individual. And then below that, I'm going to go ahead and type group. And then below that, simple. And finally, complex. And then in the top row here, I'm going to go ahead and type urgent. To the right of that, important. And finally, to the right of that, low priority. And what this table is going to do is it's going to allow you to categorize your tasks in your communication plan. Now that we have set up our whole team charter, basically so that we can just fill in whatever we want later, we can go ahead and save it by opening up the File tab in the top left corner, going down to Save As option, and then clicking Browse. I'm going to go ahead and select Desktop, and then we can click Save. If we wanted to export this document as an Adobe PDF, we can go up here to the left top-hand corner and select File once again, and select this time the option Save as Adobe PDF. Next, we'll just click Save, and then that will export this document as an Adobe PDF. All right, and that concludes our Microsoft Word Basics orientation. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at unttechlab@gmail.com, and we will respond to you in a timely manner. Thank you.